Welcome back to the channel. This is a new segment on the channel where I, Caveman, talk about things that are going on in the gaming world. And for the first episode, I wanted to talk about the Super Smash Bros. Controversy that happened a couple months ago, where a lot of the people involved in the Smash community got outed as being a rapist or pedophile or something like that, and basically sent the whole community crumbling down, which really affected me as a fan of these people for many years in the Smash community. And just to see them be horrible people, and for the whole time you thought that they were really good people and like really caring and understanding of the world and everything like that, it just really like makes me cringe a little bit that I even liked them in the first place. But yeah, I just want to talk about like the fallout of what happened and what exactly we could do to change things to make the Smash community a very safe place for minors and women alike, because things like this I feel like happens in a lot of communities. It's not just the Smash community, but the Smash community was a really big problem for something like this to happen, because Super Smash Bros. Is a video game that pulls in a ton of kids into the competitive scene, and we really need to work on protecting these kids and making sure that they have a safe environment to literally play a video game at, instead of just having to worry about sexual predators trying to misuse them and things like that. Because that if I was a kid in the Super Smash Bros. Community, I wouldn't trust going to these events anymore, especially with what has been transpiring over the past couple months. We have had a whole house of people in the Super Smash Bros. Community that had a lot of raping and a lot of pedophilia in it, and that just makes me want to puke. But anyway, so the first thing that we need to do for sure is we need to actually make sure that these kids are being safe when they come out to these events. And one of the biggest reasons one of the biggest factors we could put in to make sure that they are safe is giving kids a chaperone, a trusted chaperone, to make sure that they are safe while going to these events. Now, I know what you're saying. These kids might really hate that idea because chaperones are chaperones for a reason. Not a lot of kids like chaperones. They like the freedom of going to these events by themselves and not having to worry about someone over their neck the whole time. But as we have seen with the past controversies, how else legitimately are we going to make sure that these kids stay safe? Because when I was a kid, I would go to random people's houses all the time that I never knew. I would go to a hotel room of some people I never knew. There was one time where I literally went to this dude's house that we met at cookout at like 3 a.m. Well, it was his hotel room. And when everybody left, I was the only one that stayed there because I was just really bored. And I realized how bad of an idea that was at the time. And so I left immediately after everybody else left, like, because I was just like, why the hell am I here type shit. And I don't think a lot of kids actually have that decision making factor in them to actually go out there and make sure that they're not getting involved with these older gentlemen, and make sure that they're not going to sit there and do something stupid that could drastically change their life forever, especially with the PTSD factor of getting assaulted or anything like that. So that's why I think that we should have a chaperone involved with these kids, because if they're going out to events like this, they need to be looked at. They need to be watched, because if they're not going with a parent, they are minors in a controlled environment. And first of all, for these fighting tournaments, that could come under fire for them. Why are you letting minors go to your fighting tournament and then get sexually assaulted after the fighting event, like the game event? These people are not going to have answers for that. So it would be in everybody's best interest if these kids that are coming to these fighter tournaments are having chaperones, so that they can actually sit there and do something without having to worry of being sexually assaulted after the show, or having to worry to actually go to one of these people's houses. I mean, if there's a party, like, obviously, like, probably not in your best interest to go to a party, because I know at a lot of these events they always have like after parties with like a lot of YouTubers or fighters or esports commentators, all the shabazz and everything like that. And I think it would be the best interest for none of these kids to go to those parties, because although it might seem like a fun idea at the time, you got to understand that there's probably going to be a lot of predators at this party too, looking for these underage children to basically lunge at, if I want to give a metaphorical spiel about what they're going to do and everything like that. But you also got to think a lot of these after parties, since they don't have a lot of minors, there's a lot of illegal substances for people that are minors, like alcohol and drugs and everything like that. And I feel like it would be best if none of the minors that actually are involved in the Super Smash Bros. Community go to these parties. And I know that some of them have. And I'm not trying to put the fault on them for going to these parties, because that's not cool at all. Because like I remember as a teen, I would go to these parties all the time that would have illegal substances and people that were way older than me and everything like that. And I get like the feeling of rebellion that you want to like have, like the feeling of just wanting to fucking go do whatever the hell you want to do and just chill and everything like that. Like, yeah, like that freedom that you get when you're a teenager is just so like good to feel. And you want to like abuse that in a way, so you go and just do whatever the fuck you want to do, and that could end up getting you into some trouble. And I'm so lucky to not have been able to like get in. Like I didn't get any serious trouble when I was a teenager because, well, I don't know. I guess I just got lucky and shit, because I could have really been hurt doing what the fuck I was doing, and I really don't want to see that happening to any of the kids that are in the Super Smash Bros. Community right now. Because when I was growing up, Super Smash Bros. And Nintendo in general, video games in general, really were an escape from my real life. And it's not like I had a terrible life or anything, but there were times where I was down, and I would need something to escape from my real life problems, and I use video games as that escape. And if I were to become pro, and God forbid I would have gotten assaulted at one of these events, I don't know how I would feel about that, because basically, an escape that I use from the real world actually turned into a real world situation for me, and a real life situation that I need to get fixed. And I don't know, these kids that have gotten assaulted are so strong to come out with the information that they were hiding in for so many years, because honestly, I don't know what I would do if I were in their situation. Because you always have that fear of not being believed or getting hurt from the people that you're exposing or anything like that. So I really do appreciate these people that are coming out, because one, they're showing me that not everybody that I like is always as they seem. And that's something that really struck with me, because even though I have a lot of heroes in this world, like Kanye and Etika were my two biggest heroes, and I mean Kanye's still my hero. I'm acting like he went somewhere, but Etika was my biggest hero when it comes to like content creation in general. And while I don't think he had any like scandals like this involved in his life, because he was a really good person, and it probably would have been outed by now if he did. It's just like, if he were to have one of these scandals, I would be devastated. I would literally hate myself for liking him as much as I did, because he was my hero. Now, I might not have that same sentiment for all the other people that got outed, but it's still like the same kind of concept, because I watched Zero growing up, Zero was my favorite, like, actual professional fighter in the Melee community and shit like that. And then as soon as it got outed that he was, a sexual predator pretty much, I was shooken up. And same with D1. D1 was one of those people that like I actually really enjoyed in the Smash community as a Smash commentator and everything like that. And when it turned out that he was a fucking scumbag pig, I was just like, damn, you really never know someone until you know someone, until these stories actually get exposed for what they are. And like, if something like that happened with Kanye, which I know Kanye has a lot of scandals, but nothing that you could really say, oh my God, he should fucking shrivel up and die for it. And I'm not saying these people should shrivel up and die, but I could see why a lot of people would want them to shrivel up and die. Let's just say that. But yeah, if something like this happened to Kanye, damn, bro, like it would just change every bit of music that he has ever released for me, because like Runaway is my favorite song of all time, and if something like that ever happened to Kanye where he got like Me Too'd or anything like that, I would have to find a new favorite song of all time, because like you would think that I would sit there and like, you know, separate the art from the creator, but at the same time, supporting the art of the creator is almost like supporting the creator, because if you're supporting the art, the creator is getting a commission for you supporting their art. So at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, why am I listening to this? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have a couple R. Kelly songs in my Spotify playlist, but most of the time when they come up, I just skip them because they're R. Kelly. And I don't like R. Kelly anymore because of the whole, you know, controversy. I don't even have to explain what R. Kelly did. Y'all should know what R. Kelly did. But if you didn't, go look it up, I guess. But yeah, like, this is my thoughts about the whole aftermath of the Smash community meltdown. I think that it was really important to have this conversation, because I don't like when these things were happening, it's like everybody was like, oh, we need to find a way to make these minors safe at these conventions or at these you know, fighting tournaments or whatever, but not a lot of people were giving their ideas of what we could do. And I think it was really important to get an idea out here for people to hear, so we can actually start making this community a better place, because we definitely do not want another situation like this to ever happen again, where we're having minors, you know, getting picked up left and right by these older men. It's just a disgusting situation. But yeah, if you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Let me know what I could do to improve this video in the future. Leave a comment discussing what you think should be done for the Smash community. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. We got a whole schedule now for things coming out. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, this is Fall to Summer, Caveman from Fall to Summer, signing out. Peace out.